Hello, and welcome to Spatial Exploits, a new channel discussing the beautiful game's players, teams, and managers from a tactical perspective. In today's video, we will settle on the Serie A Team of the Season for 2020 to 2021. To keep things interesting, this isn't your routine run-of-the-mill Team of the Season picks where we go position by position and pick the very best player. Though that's one of our objectives in selecting this team, it's not the chief objective, as we will have a couple of constraints you'll want to keep in mind. First constraint, we're picking this team with the intention to field this team full of all-stars in a hypothetical match if needed. For that reason, we will need to settle on a top Serie A manager for our team. Our manager will have their preferred formation and tactics as well. That, in turn, is going to impact the starting 11 players that we select, as well as the substitutes we select. Oh, and speaking of the players, that brings us to the next constraint. We can only pick one player per team, so out of the 20 Serie A teams, 16 will end up sending us players, but 4 of them will not. And to keep in mind, this does mean that the player that we end up selecting from any given team may not be that team's best player, but really they will be the player best suited for our manager and the team that he wants to field from a tactical perspective. So trust me, some very, very good Serie A players will be left out when it's all said and done, but that's by design. And all in all, by the end of this video, we'll have selected a manager, understood his preferred formation, selected 11 starters to slot into that formation, along with 5 substitutes on the bench. Sounds simple enough, right? Let's get started. For our manager, we have settled on 4 top candidates from the Serie A. They are Antonio Conte of Inter, Stefano Pioli of AC Milan, Gianpiero Gasperini of Atalanta, and Roberto De Zerbi of Sassuolo. Let's begin by evaluating Roberto De Zerbi's resume. De Zerbi arrived at Sassuolo in June 2018, and in his debut season, the club finished 11th in Serie A with 43 points. In the next season, his second, the club improved to 8th in the league with 51 points. In the past season, his third, Sassuolo finished 8th again. However, their points output has improved to 62, with an impressive 17 wins in the league. It's undeniable that a Sassuolo match will feature plenty of excitement and tactical ability, and it's a testament to the excellent work of De Zerbi to compile a club full of players who've adapted their games as needed to fit their boss's formational demands. During the past season, De Zerbi utilized the 4-2-3-1 formation, which features inverted fullbacks who tuck into the midfield and wingers out wide who provide the necessary width. From that starting formation, the players are expected to build up play from the back and tiki-taka their way to numerous goal-scoring opportunities. Next up, we have Gianpiero Gasperini to evaluate. The 63-year-old arrived in Bergamo in June 2016, and in each season since, he has molded Atalanta into perennial Champions League contenders who challenge for the Serie A title each season. In the season preceding his arrival, Atalanta languished into a 13th place finish with 45 points, but Gasperini set his intentions clear by jetting Atalanta all the way to a 4th place finish in his debut season with 72 points. With Champions League football secured in Season 2, he had a sophomore slump as he watched Atalanta struggle to a 7th place finish with 60 points. In 2018-19, his 3rd season, Gasperini reassessed the failures of the 2nd season and once again transported Atalanta into a 3rd place finish on 69 points, securing Champions League football yet again. The 4th season saw an improvement too, as La Dea finished 3rd once more, though with 78 points this time, and in this past season, the same thing happened. 3rd place, 78 points, and Champions League football secured. Tactically, Gasperini is known for using a 3-4-3 formation based around a possession-based system with high-energy wingbacks slaloming the wings and midfield dynamos bossing the middle of the pitch. The formation, however, can also fluidly switch to a 3-4-1-2, 3-5-2, or a 3-4-2-1 if the occasion demands it. Let's call in our 3rd manager, Stefano Pioli of AC Milan. Pioli came to Milan in October 2018 and in that first season, he led the club to a 5th place finish on 68 points, which was good enough for a Europa League spot the following season. His second season saw a tiny regression as Milan came in 6th and posted 66 points, yet again appearing in the Europa League. But it was this past season that has seen Milan transform into a top 4 side, with an excellent 79-point campaign and the return to the most prestigious club competition of all, the Champions League, after 7 long seasons away from it. Tactically, when Pioli first arrived, he utilized the 3-2-2-3-WM formation. However, in this past season, after the arrival of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, he has made the switch to a 4-2-3-1. The fullbacks, Theo Hernandez and Davide Calabria, are given license to join the midfield and make overlapping runs, while Milan are building possession. And the 4-2-3-1 has allowed Hakan Calhanoglu the ability to return to being a number 10, his preferred position behind the team's main striker, Ibrahimovic. The double pivots, generally Frank Kessie and Ismail Benacer, have provided much-needed defensive solidity, allowing Milan's offensive talents to forge ahead with dangerous intent. Finally, we have arrived at the always intense but magically brilliant Antonio Conte. Conte arrived in Milan in May 2019, and in his first season he delivered an 82-point season, which was almost good enough for the Serie A title, as Inter were narrowly edged by an 83-point campaign from Juventus. In this season, his second at the helm, Inter were the best defensive team, allowing only 35 goals throughout the campaign, as they finished with 91 points to win their 19th Serie A title. On the offensive side, Inter were no slouches as they smashed in 89 goals, second only to Atalanta's tally of 90. Tactically, Inter utilized the 3-5-2 formation, or the 3-1-4-2 formation. Conte's sides are well known for their defensive prowess and direct attacking, as well as lethal counter-attacking. These attributes lead Conte's sides to generate quite a few high-quality chances in front of goal, and they rarely waste them, as evidenced by their 89 goals this past season. So, who will be our team's manager out of these 4 highly qualified options? Both Roberto De Zerbi and Stefano Pioli utilize the 4-2-3-1 formation, and while the double pivot in midfield is a wise investment, our team will not need to quite utilize that much defensive strength, as we intend to be an all-out attacking side via maintaining careful possession and employing aggressive defending, to also keep clean sheets at the defensive end. To that note, as well-oiled as Atalanta's offensive juggernaut is, their defense did leave much to be desired when compared against the top 5 finishers in the league. Inter and Juve allowed 35 and 38 goals respectively, while Milan and Napoli allowed 41 each. And those numbers, when compared to Atalanta's 47, do point towards Gasparini's difficulties in balancing the highly potent attack with a well-structured defense. That leaves us with the league's best manager, Antonio Conte, whose Inter side scored almost as many goals as Atalanta, while maintaining a league-best defense too throughout the campaign. Combine that with excellent man management and high standards on the training pitch, and we have just the makings of the type of manager we need to manage our team of all-stars. With Antonio Conte patrolling the touchline, it's time to begin assembling the starting 11. We will be selecting players that can best fit Conte's 3-1-4-2 formation. Since we want to build a highly attacking team that forges ahead fearlessly, it's wise to begin with the 2 forwards who will be expected to spearhead the team's offensive intent. And who better to select than Serie A's 2 top goal scorers from the 2020-21 campaign, Cristiano Ronaldo of Juventus and Romelu Lukaku of Inter. Let's begin by evaluating Cristiano Ronaldo's resume from this previous season. Ronaldo, true to form, led the league in goals. The expected goals number for him was 26.5 goals on 162 shots. The 29 goals allowed him to win the Capocannoniere title for the 2020-2021 season. He took 5.20 shots per 90 minutes, which was tied for the league lead with Luis Muriel of Atalanta. He played in 33 league matches and had 2,802 minutes under his belt in an age 35 season, which is quite impressive. Moving on to Romelu Lukaku of Inter. Our second forward here, Lukaku, was just behind Cristiano Ronaldo in terms of goal scoring. Lukaku finished 24 goals on 89 shots for a goal-to-shot percentage of 27%. He was expected to score 22.7 goals. These 24 goals come from an Inter team that ended up scoring 89 goals. And while the goal scoring was happening, Lukaku was also a key cog in the Inter offense's brilliant hold-up play, as evidenced by his 11 assists, which resulted in a direct and free-flowing offense. To cap it all off, Lukaku played in 36 league matches and had 2,884 minutes in an H27 season, and he'll be one of the prime leading stars of Belgium's Euro 2020 hopes. Moving on to the midfield, we'll be going with a 4-man midfield line with one holding midfielder in Franck Kessie. We have Robin Gosens of Atalanta, Henrikh Mkhitaryan of Roma, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic of Lazio, and Domenico Berardi of Sassuolo. At the left wing-back position, we have the excellent Robin Gosens from Atalanta. He scored 10 goals and provided 6 assists. He was expected to score 6.8 goals and provide 3.9 assists, indicating a clear overachievement from him this season. He completed 81.7% of passes and averaged 2.32 shot creating actions per 90 minutes. Defensively, he made 56 tackles, 53 blocks, and 43 interceptions, all which comfortably put him within the top 50 of those counting stats in the Serie A. He played in 32 league matches and had 2,500 minutes in an H26 season, and just like Lukaku, Gosens will be a prime performer for Germany at this summer's Euro 2020 competition. Moving to right wing back, we have Domenico Berardi. This position is a little bit more tactically different than what Conte would have normally, because Conte would be having Achraf Hakimi at his disposal to select as a right wing back. In our team, because we already went ahead and selected Lukaku, we're forbidden from selecting another Inter player. So we have to go and settle on Domenico Berardi, which is not all that bad, because Berardi ended up scoring 17 goals and provided 7 assists. The Sassuolo captain was expected to score 14.6 goals and provide 5.2 assists. So yet again, just like Gosens, he had an overachievement in terms of his Serie A season. He completed 76.2% of passes and averaged 4.69 shot creating actions per 90 minutes, which was a mark that was the 8th best in the league. Defensively, he left much to be desired, but he did manage 39 tackles, 37 blocks, and 35 interceptions. So where this is going to go is formationally, we can expect Gosens to contribute on the offensive end the same way Berardi can do so, except Berardi is a little bit better offensively, so we can expect him on the right wing to cut in from the wings to deliver shots after shot on goal with his magical left foot. With Gosens, we can expect him to take a bit more of a defensive role and track back to help out the 3-man defensive line. To cap it all off, Berardi played in 30 league matches and averaged 2,475 minutes in an H25 season. Moving to attacking midfielder number 1, of which we're going to have 2, Henrikh Mkhitaryan of Roma scored 13 goals and provided 10 assists. That was based on expected goals number of 12.3 and an expected assist number of 9.0. He completed 76.2% of passes, which coincidentally tied him with Berardi for 226th best in the league, and he averaged 3.57 shot creating actions per 90 minutes, which was 33rd best. Defensively, he was outstanding for his position. He made 56 tackles, 41 blocks, and 36 interceptions. The tackles and interceptions were right around top 50 in the league, and the blocks number was right under top 100. So not bad output for a midfielder not especially known for his defensive ability. He played in 34 league matches and amassed 2,745 minutes in an H31 season. Moving on to our second attacking midfielder, we have the box-to-box dynamo from Lazio, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. Sergej scored 8 goals and provided 9 assists. That was coming off of 5.7 expected goals tally and 6.4 expected assist tally. He completed 78.1% of passes, which was 201st best, but he averaged 2.65 shot creating actions per 90 minutes from his box-to-box role. Defensively, he was outstanding, yet again. He made 74 tackles, which was the 11th best in the league, as well as displaying 57 punishing blocks, which was 20th best in the league, and capping it all off with 37 interceptions. He played in 32 league matches for Lazio and played 2,746 minutes in an age 25 season. Finally, we have our holding midfielder, the excellent Franck Kessie. Franck scored 13 goals and provided 4 assists. Of those 13 goals, 11 came from penalty kicks. He had expected goals tally of 13.6 and 2.8 assists. He completed 88.9% of all passes, which was 32nd best in the league, and he averaged 2.12 shot creating actions per 90 minutes. Defensively, he made 72 tackles, 75 blocks, and 43 interceptions, all fantastic numbers, and all numbers that we need, along with Sergei's numbers, in order to create a midfield that will not have any reason to be bossed around. Finally, he played in 37 league matches and performed well over 3,226 minutes in an age 23 season. Finally, we've arrived at the 3-man defensive line. That features Nikola Milenkovic from Fiorentina, Gleison Bremer from Torino, and Alessandro Magayan from Crotone. Let's look at Milenkovic's resume. Nikola Milenkovic of Fiorentina scored 3 goals and provided 1 assist during the season. Defensively, he made 64 tackles, 57 blocks, and 30 interceptions. He had a 30.4% successful pressure percentage, which was the 58th best in the league. And what this mark is measuring is it takes account of the percentage of time a team gained possession within 5 seconds of the player applying pressure. He played in 34 league matches for Fiorentina across 3,034 minutes in an age 22 season. Next up, we have Gleison Bremer of Torino. Bremer had an excellent season offensively by scoring 5 goals. Defensively, he was outstanding yet again. He made 65 tackles, 60 blocks, and 88 interceptions. That many interceptions coming from a center back is quite insane, and props to Bremer for an excellent season. Additionally, he had a 36.9% successful pressure percentage, which was 9th best in the league. Finally, he played in 33 league matches across 2,935 minutes in an age 23 season. Our final center back pairing is going to be Alessandro Magayan of Crotone. Magayan scored 1 goal and provided 2 assists during the campaign. Defensively, he made 67 tackles, 40 blocks, and 36 interceptions. He had a pressure percentage of 34.1%, and across the league, he played in 28 matches, and that led to 2,181 minutes in an age 26 season. So with our 3-man center back pairing now disclosed, let's look at our goalkeeper. We have Mattia Perin of Genoa. Perin had an excellent season. Though he allowed 44 goals, it does translate to a 1.38 goals allowed per 90 minutes mark, which is the 8th best in the league. But that's not his only accomplishment. He made 113 saves on 151 shots on target with a 75.5% save percentage, which was the 2nd best save percentage in the league. He also kept 8 clean sheets, which is good enough for 6th best in the league, and he had a remarkable PS expected goals plus minus tally of plus 5.2, which is the best in Serie A. And this statistic represents a better luck from the goalkeeper or an above average ability to stop the shots. And given his excellent save percentage as well as this clean sheet rate, we would tend to think that he had some helping of luck, but also quite a bit of ability. He played in 32 league matches for 2,879 minutes in an age 27 season. So, with our starting 11, these are the teams that fielded the players that we've selected up to this point. The teams highlighted in red, for example, Napoli, Sampdoria, Verona, all the way down, they have not provided us any players yet. We still have 5 substitutes to pick from, so potentially some of these teams will provide players, but there will still be 4 that will not be providing a player at all. So without further ado, let's go to the substitutes. The substitutes will be Jakub Jankto from Sampdoria, Lorenzo Insigne of Napoli, Antonin Barak of Hellas Verona, Rodrigo De Paul of Udinese, and Roberto Soriano of Bologna. First up, we have Jakub Jankto from Sampdoria. He's an attacking midfielder who scored 6 goals and provided 3 assists. He had 5.1 expected goals tally and 3.1 expected assists. He completed 69.1% of passes and averaged 1.91 shot creating actions per 90 minutes. Defensively, he left much to be desired, but he did contribute with 22 tackles, 42 blocks, and 19 interceptions. He ended up playing quite a few league matches, 35 to be exact, and had 2,409 minutes in an H24 season. Next up, we have Lorenzo Insigne, the Napoli captain. He provided 19 goals and 8 assists, and that was on top of a 16.2 expected goals tally and an 8.4 expected assist tally. He completed 79.8% of passes and averaged 4.81 shot creating actions per 90 minutes. This was the 7th best mark in the league. Defensively, he made 27 tackles, 33 blocks, and 49 interceptions. The tackles and the blocks could use some improvement, but for a player who plays that high up in the pitch, the 49 interceptions are quite remarkable. He played in 35 league matches and amassed 2,865 minutes in an H29 season. Our third substitute is going to be Antonin Barak of Hellas Verona. This winger scored 7 goals and provided 3 assists, on top of expected goals number of 5.8 and expected assist number of 2.8. He completed 78.2% of passes and averaged 1.79 shot creating actions per 90 minutes. Defensively, he made 39 tackles, 47 blocks, and 18 interceptions. He played in 34 league matches and totaled 2,765 minutes in an H25 season. Next up, we have Rodrigo De Paul of Udinese. De Paul had a brilliant season. He scored 9 goals and provided 9 assists. That was on top of expected goals and expected assist numbers of 6.6 and 10.0 respectively. He completed 73.2% of passes and averaged 4.61 shot creating actions per 90 minutes, a mark that was the 10th best in the league. Defensively, he made 44 tackles, 59 blocks, and 19 interceptions. To cap it all off, he displayed a Iron Man mentality by playing in 36 league matches and 3,201 minutes in an H26 season. Finally, we have Roberto Soriano, who's yet another midfielder from Bologna. He scored 9 goals and provided 6 assists. That was on top of expected goals tally of 6.2 and an expected assist tally of 6.4. He completed 81.2% of passes and averaged 2.82 shot creating actions per 90 minutes. Defensively, he performed 47 tackles, 37 blocks, and 25 interceptions. He played in 37 league matches for a total of 3,250 minutes in an H29 season. So that allows us to review the full team, the starting 11 in green as well as the substitutes in black. The teams that missed out on fielding any players are going to be Spezia, Cagliari, Benevento, and Parma. From a formational perspective, if we look at how the 5 substitutes plug into the team, this is how they will be utilized. So we would be taking off Robin Gosens, Cristiano Ronaldo, Domenico Berardi, Mkhitaryan, and Sergei in order to put in Jankto on the left wing, Barak on the right wing, De Paul and Soriano as a attacking midfielder pairing, as well as Lorenzo Insigne in front of goal along with Lukaku. If we go to our full team with our starting 11, we do have every other player that we just took out for the substitutes back into the fold, and we can expect Robin Gosens to be slaloming up and down the flank in the left-hand side, along with Domenico Berardi dropping a bit back in defense, but really he would be useful in cutting in from the right wing onto his best left foot, with Mkhitaryan and Sergei patrolling the attacking midfielder positions and allowing link-up play to occur with Ronaldo and Lukaku. Then we have Franck Kessie in the holding midfielder role that he's excellent in for Milan, where he would be expected to patrol up and down the flanks vertically. Our three-man central defensive pairing of Milenkovic, Bremer, and Magallan will hold down the fort and provide width while in possession, but narrowness while in defense. And finally, we have the excellent stopper, Mattia Perin from Genoa, who'll be utilizing his excellent shot-stopping ability to prevent shots on goal, so we can keep clean sheets, which have been the trademark of an Antonio Conte team. And that leads us to the end of this video, where we have selected the Serie A Team of the Season from 2020 to 2021. If you've made it to the end of the video, thank you for the time as well as your attention, and if you disagree with some of the picks, some of the players, even the manager pick, feel free to leave your insights in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.